What's up everybody, Brody here with Sew Yeah Quilting. Guys, we have a great one for you today. Now this behind me is our Vegas Stars and Diamonds quilt, made exclusively out of Vegas strips. If you don't know what Vegas strips are, check our website or down in the description below, you can see a little link for it. Vegas strips are 6.5 inch wide by width of fabric strip packs. Okay, we create them here in-house at Sew Yeah Quilting, and they make beautiful quilts like this right here. So there's a lot of cutting involved, as you can see from all of our small pieces behind me here, but it's really quick and easy to do with the Vegas strips. And this quilt behind me only takes 2 blocks. Now, most of you are probably thinking, how can you have a quilt that looks like this with just 2 blocks? I'm gonna show you, let's get to it. Now, like I said, there's a lot of cutting for this, and we're gonna leave the cutting out. It's down in the pattern below, so make sure you check that out, get everything pre-cut, and then watch this video. So, we're gonna start with our squares here. Now, our squares are what are gonna make up these portions of our quilt behind us here. This one right here, obviously have beautiful blues and cream. I'm gonna do a purple version here that you can see what it looks like in those colorways as well. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by making half square triangles, and we're gonna do the 4 half square triangle method. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our 2 squares here right sides together, just like this, and we're gonna sew a 1/4 inch seam around all sides. You're basically turning this into like a bean bag, okay? So do it all the way around, and then we're gonna cut, okay? So let me show you how this works. Okay, so that side, turn it this way. There we go. Same thing down this side. And finishing it off down the last side. It should literally look just like this with your sides all sewn together. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to cut this, which is gonna give us multiple half square triangles. So let's do that right now. Now that we've done that, it's going to produce 4 little squares like this. Okay, they're little half square triangle blocks here. So you're gonna repeat this process. Obviously you have a lot of half square triangles you can see through here, and then we're going to start on block 1, okay? So I'm gonna set these aside, cut some more, and we're gonna keep going. So now that I have these little guys cut out, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make our first block here in the quilt. Now guys, like I said, there are only 2 different blocks we're gonna make to make this quilt behind me, which is pretty incredible when you're looking at this quilt. And you might think that it's like this block here or this block here. It's not. They're actually kind of a little bit offset blocks. I'm gonna show you how to do them now. I've got my half square triangles here. I'm gonna take 2 of those to make this block, and you're going to take 2 of your background pieces. Again, I'm doing purples and creams in this one, and you're almost making like a 4 patch with them, but you're going to put your half square triangles here instead. This is all that our first block is, okay? Just like that. Now, our second block we're gonna do here in just a second, but this right here is the first block that we're gonna do in the quilt behind us. You can chain piece this, knock them out, but I'm gonna do that first here. So I'm gonna take this, go right sides together. You can just like chain piece it like I said, so these are gonna go right sides together. And this is going to be our first block of the quilt, okay? Like I said, 2 blocks of this quilt, it's super easy. So we're gonna make some more of these, and then we're gonna jump on to our second block. All right, everyone, so block number 1 is done. We're gonna start on block number 2. Now, like I said, there's a lot of cutting this since there's so many small pieces. These pieces are all defined in the pattern, so make sure you go ahead and check that out, cut these out, and then I'm gonna show you how to sew them here. So we have a couple of triangles, well, 3 triangles we've made in a square. What we're gonna do is we're gonna attach this triangle to this square, and then we're gonna attach this triangle to this square, and then this will turn into a big triangle itself, and then these 2 triangles are gonna get attached together. That way they can make our square block. So we're gonna start right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna line up these 2 edges here, and we're going to put this right sides together, and we're gonna sew a 1/4 inch seam. Your triangle is gonna be a little bit bigger than your square block, but that's not a big deal. So you guys, this block really comes out awesome, and then when you put them together like it is behind me, it comes out just perfect. Now check this out. So I've opened this, I'm just gonna give it a quick little finger press. I'm gonna take this one, so I'm gonna flip it over like this, right sides together. We're gonna sew a 1/4 inch seam down this side as well. Now this looks a little tricky right here when you have kind of all these different little seams here. This is what it's gonna look like underneath the bed of your sewing machine. So we've already sewn these, it's opened up. This is here, we're gonna sew this here, that way we can open it and it's gonna turn into a triangle. Open this up, this is how it's coming off the sewing machine. And this is gonna open, giving us that cool block right there. Then what we're going to do is we're gonna take this, line it up here in the corner, and we're gonna sew ourselves a 1/4 inch seam down this side. It's gonna open up into our second block of the quilt. So let's press this real fast, then we'll sew. Okay, so I've got this pressed here, and I'm just gonna trim off these little dog ears. I don't even really need to use my ruler. I'm just gonna come up right here nice and close and just trim those little guys off. Makes it a little easier when you're sewing. So we've got this block here. We've got our other triangle. We're gonna put these right sides together, and you really wanna just try to match up our corners here. Okay, gonna lift it up, bring it over to our sewing machine, and we're gonna sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way down one side. This right here is what's going to be our second block, just like this, okay? Now open this up. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna square these, okay? You're gonna trim them up, trim off the dog ears, square them, and when you've done that, they're going to look like this, okay? Looks like a cooking show right here, right? You can put it in the oven and pull out a new one. So we have a couple more here. We have our 2 different blocks that are going to create the rest of our quilt. All right, now that all of our blocks are ready, I'm gonna show you how these come together. Now most people think this is going to be made in blocks like this. That's not how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it in linear rows that will then make up the blocks as we work our way down, okay? What we're going to do is I'm gonna start by laying out one of these. Next to it, we're gonna lay one of these, then we're gonna lay one of these, and then we're gonna get 2 of these here. Now you're probably looking at this and be like, what in the world? This isn't making much sense, but hold on, okay? We're gonna keep going. So now from here, we're gonna basically do the mirror image of this right here. We'll put this here, just like that. Some more of these, and like this, okay? See how those 2 blocks just came together like that? It's that easy, okay? You're gonna continue this, and you're gonna do this, so I'm gonna sew these together, then these together, and then I'm gonna sew these 2 rows together, okay? So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna do some sewing magic, and then I'm gonna show you what this block's gonna look like, as you can see here. Okay, so I've just finished sewing some of these here. Okay, so check this out. Right here, we've got the blocks that we've made. Now look, as you can see, just like this here on the wall, okay? So we're gonna keep repeating this. Obviously I made a small sample here, but you're gonna keep repeating this until you have your full-size quilt. Then what you're gonna do is, obviously you're gonna put on your little small sashing here and a border, and you are finished. 2 simple blocks that turn into a beautiful quilt like this. It's super easy to do. Down in the description below, you'll be able to get your Vegas strips, as well as the pattern for this quilt. Now guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you make this, and I wanna make sure that you send us pictures of what this looks like when you're finished. We also have a Facebook page called Sew Yeah I Made This. If you join that group, you can post pictures and make sure you use the hashtag Sew Yeah. Guys, thank you for joining us. My name is Brody, teaching you how to sew like a pro. We'll see you next time here at Sew Yeah Quilting.